It is Saturday, September 21st, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I was reading some news this morning. Some of it you may already know about, some of it you may not. I thought I'd shoot a video, then I'm going to take off, do a workout today, get some training in. But I wanted to share some of these articles with you. Feel free to comment down below on any of this stuff. It is absolutely amazing to me that there are still 2 or 3 people that will write me and ask, where's the collapse? I've been talking about a collapse for 3 years, 4 years. Where's the collapse? And they cannot see the collapse taking place right before their very eyes. Things have been collapsing for years. And when you read stuff like this, GM recalling 450,000 trucks, SUVs over brake warning. These are for 2023 to 2024 Silverado, Sierras, Tahoes, and the Cadillac Escalade, which, you know, $100,000+ truck. Faulty brake fluid warning light. So if you have no brake fluid, the light will not warn you that you're out of brake fluid. This could be detrimental. We've talked about this before, the amount of recalls that we're seeing in the United States of America in our auto manufacturing. How is this happening? Literally almost every day there's an article with these massive recalls. Here's another one, and this is from Fox Business, both of these. Ford recalls 144,500 Maverick trucks due to rear view camera display issue. Could be a problem. You know, maybe your kids are playing, on the driveway and you don't see them. The camera's not working. This could be catastrophic. So again, another recall. It's literally daily now, if not just weekly, daily. We're getting these massive recalls. It's not 5,000, 10,000, or a couple hundred. It's in the hundreds of thousands. It's unbelievable what is going on. We have lost so much manufacturing in this country, and the things that we do manufacture, and a lot of these cars and trucks aren't even manufactured here, they're assembled here, but we cannot even put a car together properly at this point. And I'm losing hope for this country that we cannot assemble things correctly, we're not manufacturing, we're not making things here, and the things that we do are just falling apart. Now, an article here, this from the New York Post. California squatters overtake abandoned mansion owned by son of Philadelphia Phillies owner John Middleton. This property is located, I wish when we were in LA we would have driven by this house. It's at 7571 Mulholland Drive in the Hollywood Hills. I looked at the pictures of this house today, and this has been news for a while, but it popped back up. This house, massive house, it's around 11,000, 12,000 square feet. They have literally graffitied every inch of this house. It's in the Hollywood Hills. And if you know the Hollywood Hills, these are multi-million-dollar homes. This is a very luxurious piece of real estate if you live in the Hollywood Hills. But like Los Angeles, nothing is safe. They've graffitied every part of this mansion. It's been sitting vacant. People have been sleeping in it, squatting in it. Neighbors who've spent multi-millions of dollars on their homes. Many of them worked hard to get to where they're at. They've got to look at this house every day. Layers. This house has got multiple layers, and everything is graffitied. People are living and staying, doing all God knows what in this house. And the neighbors who live in multi-million-dollar homes look at this eyesore every day, and they're scared for their safety. Could you imagine this house being on your street, and maybe you have kids, and there are very, very bad people staying in this house? You don't know who they are, how they got there, what they're doing. They're just staying at this house. How is this allowed? They call the police. The neighbors say they call the police will come out, they'll empty the house out, and within 1 to 2 hours, more people are back at the house. Nothing gets done. How in the world is it that you can live in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood and nothing gets done? Your security is compromised. You've got very, very bad people staying at this house and nothing gets done. The amount of taxes that you pay in this state and the police cannot get this under control. It is absolutely astonishing to see how things are falling with our society. And people will act like, oh, society's fine. This is not normal. When was it when you were growing up that there would be a dilapidated house that people would just go and spray paint, party, stay over, do whatever they're doing. Wherever you live, the police would come out. They would knock heads if they had to, and it would be done and over. And they would just know not to come back to this house or there's going to be trouble. Complete lawlessness. Here's another one. I just watched this video. 50 kids loot 7-Eleven in Beverly Hills for candy and snacks. They completely ransack the store. They ride up on their bicycles, put masks on their faces. Again, more lawlessness. This is extremely alarming. Where are the parents? Where are the parents? These kids are out late at night ransacking a store. And this is why we're going to continue to see more businesses flee California and just shut down, and we're going to see more vacant real estate in Los Angeles County and other parts of California, because they just cannot handle this. If the police aren't going to do anything, if the cities aren't going to do anything, they're just going to have to fold and leave. That's it. We saw the what was it in Oakland? The first In-N-Out ever that I ever saw have to close. Oakland did it because they could not handle the crime in the parking lot, people breaking into cars, vandalizing cars, robbing people in the parking lot. And In-N-Out just said, hey, we got to close. It's just not safe. But these people who think that we're not seeing an economic collapse or a societal collapse, you better wake up and smell the coffee, because it's happening right before your very eyes. It's happening every day now. Popular Mexican restaurant on LA Sunset Strip abruptly shuts down. Pink Taco, there for 10 years, says goodbye. Why is that? Because of the crime, because of the cost of labor, the inflation, the high cost of rent. They're gone. They're gone. They're just not dealing with this anymore. And I was reading some of the crime in Newport Beach, California, a very affluent area, as many of you know. I was looking at the amount of home burglaries in Newport Beach. It is alarming, and they're saying that a lot of it's not even being reported, but there's a lot that is being reported, and they're just coming into these beautiful homes. And sometimes people are there, sometimes people are not. But if you're not safe in Newport Beach, and we know, the last couple of incidents that have happened in Fashion Island, where one lady lost her life because she wouldn't give up her watch. Another gentleman got his rear window of his Ferrari blown out just about a month ago. It is alarming what is happening in some of the areas that were once the most safest cities in America, places that people moved to where they thought they would be safe, where they could drive a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce. They're no longer safe, where you could go shopping in Fashion Island and not have to worry. Now they're coming to these areas and they're hunting these people down for their watches, their wallets, their cars. Be very, very careful out there. Interesting article here from the New York Post. Jim Carrey's LA mansion sees its 5th price cut amid luxury sales slump. LA, it says here, has seen a 68% nosedive in luxury home sales after the mansion tax kicked in on April 1st, 2023. What's the mansion tax? Well, if you sell a house over $5 million, you're taxed, I believe, 4.5%. If you sell a house, your house, and it costs over $10 million, you're going to be taxed 5.5%. So it's a bit. When you're talking these kind of numbers, these are huge taxes. And where's the money going? Well, it's supposed to take care of the homeless people. Well, they lost the $25 billion to take care of the homeless people in LA County, and this mansion tax. Who knows where the money's going? But why should you, a homeowner, be on the hook to pay this mansion tax to take care of these people? Where's the rest of the tax dollars going? Where's all the sales tax going? This is absolutely ridiculous. But on top of the bad economy, they're adding these taxes. We're going to see taxes added all over the country, because that's what they do when states and municipalities run out of money. They're going to tax you. They're going to raise your property taxes, slap you with a mansion tax, higher sales tax. They're going to tax whatever. You're going to pay more taxes to register your car. It goes on and on and on. But Jim Carrey, he's had this house for sale forever, and now the 5th price cut, and he still can't get the house sold. People are trying to escape Los Angeles, and it is getting much more difficult to do so. This was an interesting one on the Hedge today. I watched this video. I thank God. Heroic woman saves Arkansas trooper from attack by a newcomer. I watched this video. This female trooper pulls over this car, California license plate, by the way. driving recklessly. She just runs up to the door, opens it, drags this guy out, and he begins to resist. And now there's a fight, and there's a struggle. Now the trooper is in a bit of trouble. A female motorist pulls over and runs up and helps to tackle the guy. And eventually the trooper pulls out a pew-pew, fires around, hits the guy, and it seems like at that point things are under control. But this could have gotten very, very ugly. But amazing that a female motorist pulls over. Nobody else pulled over. Nobody else was paying attention, or they were too scared. Female motorist pulls over and gets in the fight. Pretty incredible. And I bring this up because watching this video, just Google this video of the Arkansas trooper. It's pretty crazy. But you know, you may be in a position at some point to where you may have to help somebody out. Maybe it's a trooper, maybe it's just a civilian, maybe it's a grandmother, maybe it's just whoever. But are you going to be one of these people who just films it on their phone, or do you have the skills? Do you have the ability to put some skin in the game and get involved? Now, I'm not telling you that you should do that or you have to do that, but there are some people that just do that. And there are some people that have skills and most do not. And if you don't have skills, you better stay out of this. But and this lady probably didn't have skills, but she just had the guts and determination, and she just cared enough to get involved. So God bless her. I hope they give her a trophy. But you may be involved in a situation where you've got to help somebody that's in trouble. And this is why daily I repeat and preach that you get skills. It's wonderful that you go to the gym. It's wonderful that you can throw some kettlebells around. It's wonderful that you can bench press 350 pounds. But do you have the skills? If you carry those tools, that you may be licensed to do so. I hope that you're practicing and optimizing your skills with that also. But when it comes to defensive skills, I hope that you are polishing those skills daily, because you never know when you're going to be called into action to where you might have to help somebody's grandmother, somebody's kid, a trooper, whatever. Not saying that you should do that or have to do that, but if you are one of those people that doesn't mind getting involved, you got to have skills. You've got to have the skills. Wall Street Journal, homeless population grows, putting U.S. on track for another record. What collapse, ladies and gentlemen? There's no collapse whatsoever. That's why we have a record homelessness population. 635,000 homeless in 2023. They said we're going to blow past that number in 2024. Why are we not taking care of our own people? I see we're taking care of a lot of other people, but we're not taking care of this problem right here. And this is in the Wall Street Journal. This is how bad it's getting. The Wall Street Journal is now reporting the homeless population growing out of control, setting a record. The Hedge today, New York's MTA proposes $65.4 billion in upgrades with cash it does not have. So we've been reporting, you've been watching this on the news, reading this, all the freeloaders that just abuse the public transit system there in New York as they jump the turnstiles, as they just get on buses and don't pay and just ride around for free. So they're getting on buses, they're getting on trains and not paying. Now the system needs $115 billion in repairs. And they're proposing a $65 billion upgrade with money they don't have. Why is the funding going everywhere else but to our infrastructure, to our cities, to the American people? And now, as we're running this massive deficit, as we're over $35 trillion in debt, and people go, oh, I don't know what collapse you're talking about. Let me reiterate, let me repeat it to you in case you don't know. This country is over $35 trillion in debt, 200 trillion unfunded liabilities. We are paying 1.2 trillion on interest. We're running what, a $2 trillion deficit. That means that we're taking in, or we're spending more money than we're taking in by $2 trillion. Is that okay with you? That's not a problem to you? I mean, if that's not a problem to you, I think you're a very ignorant person. I think a lot of people better wake up and start paying attention to what is going on. They're already telling you that we're going to be running short with Social Security in 2034, that get ready for a 20% haircut. People just don't seem to realize what is going on. 78% of this country is working paycheck to paycheck. 50% of this country doesn't even have $400 saved up for an emergency. And people are going, where's the collapse? This is the collapse. It's happening right now. It just dumbfounds me that people don't realize what's going on. And these are typically people who are probably waiting in a food line for government cheese, telling me everything is okay, while they're in the food line, the government food line, waiting for some cheese. But everything is okay. It's going to get a lot worse, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to get a lot worse. I was reading this article in King World News. Michael Oliver just warned the U.S. stock market is set to crash. People may be laughing about that, but they were laughing about a lot of things 2 or 3 years ago, but they're not laughing now. And there may be people out there going, oh, the stock market's going way up. You know, my 8 Apple shares have all gone up, and my 3 NVIDIA shares are up, so, you know, everything's great. Most of these people that laugh and giggle and act like everything is okay, they have, you know, a couple $1,000s in the stock market, and, you know, the people who are really making the money are the people with the deep pockets who've got massive amounts of money that are in the stock market, and many of them have already gotten out. Warren Buffett, to name one of them, has gotten a majority of his stocks out, sitting on a pile of cash. But Michael Oliver warned that we're set for a crash. And again, people may laugh at this, but people were laughing on these videos 2, 3 years ago, and they're not laughing anymore, because now they're realizing that we're in very, very big trouble, because now they're in trouble. And I've had many people reach out to me privately and apologize. And by the way, you don't have to apologize. Just get ready, get set for what is coming. That's all that I ask. Just get prepared. You don't have to apologize to me. This isn't about who was right, who was wrong. Just get prepared. That's why I make these videos. I care about this country. I care about the people watching these videos. I care about what's going to happen to their kids, and what's going to happen to them, and what's going to happen to their futures, and what's going to happen to their standard of living. And a lot of people have laughed, and a lot of people have apologized to me. Again, you don't need to apologize. Just get prepared, walk the walk. This market is getting very, very frothy. This market is getting very, very overheated. And Michael Oliver says it's not going to be a downturn. It's not going to be a correction. It will be a crash. Now, you could laugh about that, but I don't think you're going to be laughing a year, 2 or 3 years from now. Who knows when this could happen? It could happen Monday morning. I have no idea. Not saying that's going to happen. But most of you realize at this point that things are not getting better. You probably just went to the grocery store this week. You probably just paid for a service. You probably just made out a rent check. You made a car payment, and you realize things aren't getting better. And you realize that a 50 basis point rate cut isn't going to do much of anything. And if we get another 25 and a 25, it really isn't going to do anything. We are now past the point of no return. We're in big trouble. It's not about corrections. It's not about soft landings. You better be preparing for a major crash. I sincerely believe we're going to see a historic crash. I hope I'm wrong. But ask yourself, why is gold at all-time highs? Why are central banks buying up all the gold? Why are people so broke now? Why is the stock market continuing to go up when the economy is crashing? It's just a very, very interesting time to be alive, isn't it? Where the economy is in shambles, yet the stock market is at all-time highs. And people still believe, because the stock market is up, that everything must be okay. It's not okay. Be very, very careful, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I'm preaching to the choir here. Most of you realize this already. Most of you have been preparing for a very, very long time. Most of you realize what is going on. You see your checking account, your savings account. You see your standard of living decreasing. Many people watching this video realize that when they go to the store, there's certain things they can't buy now. They have to put certain things down and replace that with something cheaper. Quality of food. A lot of people are having to eat a lower quality food than what they were eating a couple years ago now. So we are at a time now where we're getting very, very close to something really busting loose here. And the worse the economy gets, the worse society is going to get too. And I don't know what we should be more concerned about, an economic collapse or a societal collapse, because both of them are going to be horrific, and both of them are going to do a lot of damage to the average American. So be ready. Be adding to your skill sets. Be getting in shape. Be knowing how to protect yourself. Protect your wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you have some gold, some silver put away. Go to my link down below, SD Bullion, if you need some help with that. Have some cash put away. Get out of the system the most that you can. Have money in the bank to pay the bills, but I certainly wouldn't have much more than that in the bank because, as you know, we're seeing more and more glitches, more and more situations or incidents on the internet where things are shutting down, people can't access their accounts for whatever reason. We're going to come to a point, ladies and gentlemen, where it's going to become very, very serious, where you're not going to get back in your account tomorrow. It may take a week, may take 2 weeks. Can you live 2 weeks outside of the system? Do you have the cash put away? Do you have barterable items put away? Do you have food and water? We've got a lot of enemies out there. We are not the most loved country in the world, ladies and gentlemen. That is for sure. We've got a lot of enemies. So you have to be ready for anything. So get out of the system. Be as independent as you can. The people who rely on a system that is collapsing right now, that is crashing, a system that is broke, these are the people that are going to lose. You need to be your own system, be your own central bank, be your own security detail. Don't rely on having to call the police because they're not coming. You're going to have to rely on yourself. I'm going to leave it there today. Beautiful day out, getting a little warm. The heat is back. We had a couple days where it cooled down, but it is definitely now warming up. But I'm heading out, going to get a workout in. I'm going to work on my skills a little bit today because things are happening at an alarming rate, and it's coming to where you live too, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think because you live in a gated community or a nice zip code that it's not coming to you. It's already begun. If it's happening in Newport Beach, if it's happening in Palm Desert where I'm at, remember I had an attempted break-in last week right here at this house. Be ready. Be ready. God bless. Stay safe.